just woke up. 09:57 here in Los Angeles. This is March 13th. Oh, okay, sorry. March 30th, 2014. And like I said, I'm just woke up. And I'm still with the pillow stuck in my face. And like the disgusting hell fricks excrement of Argentina was. And woke up delivering. Oh yes. Start delivering now. We know it. Of course. Sure. And he himself said so. I'm going to say this. Since last night I am trying to give him some kind of a help, but I got to sleep. About Messianic rabbis and families were kidnapped, and Messianic rabbis and some of them families are under Messianic rape, but the generations of Argentina and Christina Kirchner and Manuel Fernández were all agreed. So suddenly, at this reality, which this is all happening, and the whole that really happens here, which we every day goes on, there were few taken back, and the rest are all still under Messianic rapes. Rabbins, Jewish population in Argentina, went to attack to Anya, pretending to taking Anya, saying that Anya must do what they says, and Cristina Kirchner and Aníbal Fernández were all agreed. The expertises that generates the sick fricks shit abominable expertises in the making or at the making a whole abomination crime and living off as for. That's the whole expertising. And being just a simple sodomaki, rapists, murderers, forgers, liars, criminals associated, and any kind of a shit, and also disgusting whole age, whole gender rape. And let's diverting the kids for the Aníbal Fernández clubs and for the sailing. In the Ramon Falcon institution of the generates with the pardon of a lot of people which were trying to give them the best as possible. And also inside of the institution, colleges of Prefectura Naval Argentina. Do you get the kids? Bring them. We will disvirgin them. And Cristina Kirchner and Aníbal Fernández are all the time totally agreed with all them shit faces. And also now wants to associate it to me with this Fariña. Do you ever know, or did you ever know about this Fariña case? That says drugs, that the so much as Malevas Bravas, this is security, airport, police of Argentina, which before used to be in the PAM, military aeronautic police. And suddenly they give some being military aeronautic police for the whole of the traffics that the degenerates done and does still, with the disgusting Hercules planes, the DC-20 and DC-40, that the disgusting cycle them nest of Sodoma Ejército Argentino still uses. There were 28 of this DC-40, the famous Hercules RD-20, which are the biggest, which departure from Palomar and from Air Force Ezeiza with 14,814 persons, all up on another like merchandise of livestock, like the disgusting hell planets this lives on ignorance. To the whole of the world for rape, murder, organs by murder one, and the whole slavery and any kind of a shit all in all that they says can be done of times. And not only this, but also telling that Fariña were a very case of drugs. And all over that they were all the time making, which this all, but let's say a whole hall with leads, rapists, security, airport police, that generates threats just like this, or expert cases of Christina Kirchner that she's all this to be all the way. We gotta have the patriot strong and strengthen everything in the whole of the corners of the patriot for we to command, and we to having everything we want, and the fencing the patriot and the fencing everything in the press, and then the star of luxury, of course. Luxury demonia. And the reality of this Fariña is that he were associated with the heads of Federal Police of Argentina, the before ones and the actual ones. And he were associated with Cristina Kirchner and Aníbal Fernández, and making inside of the whole of whatever there to be the business, and pedophilia and also much other, to making the trades and the contacts and giving and delivering and making whatever he were for. But suddenly he were under threat, and he were making much of things forced, and he were trying to get out and he couldn't get out, and whenever he spoke and opened the mouth at US and Israel governments, and also in United Nations, and said what were happening, and he wanted to get out and he were under threat, this cycle shot like that with everybody made and up armed, a whole very big, huge, judicial state of rights, national law, national justice. We know what we do, nobody can say nothing to us. We are the government who are going to believe and giving the credit to making the reality of like this with everybody with me every day. And taking that one which were trying to get out and giving problems to Argentina patriot Sodoma faggots and prostitute Cristina Kirchner and pedophilic Aníbal Fernández and associated thugging them shit that goes to punching and hitting everybody. Offense doesn't offense the patriot, and people just ask, really? Just you on making fraud and making embezzlement and making genocide and any cycle damn shit of your damn society sect. Just you? Abominable freak of shit. So suddenly the reality of this is what we have in the hands, saying that I am associated with Fariña, and I were always associated of Fariña, and keeps on making up that in the times that I were expecting in the Ezeiza airport and also in Aeroparque, Buenos Aires, Jorge Newbery, this is cabotage local airport in the city, to the United Nations Diplomat Affairs, which were murdered, Kayla Worthwood, to pick me up, or at least trying to giving me some papers, some documents and elements so I can handle and get out of here. The Sodoma hell faggots, I'm sorry the words again, military, making up with PSA, the stars of the camo, see me, I am so bad. Bend on me, lick my balls, and suck everything that I gotta put inside of you. Be my sacrifice, and I get the power out of you. The generation like no other, the rest all with them. And suddenly, sorry the terms, but this is not a brother from me, but this is what they are, the picture of the real one. And suddenly, the truth about this all to saying that I were expecting drugs chargements and stealing but the generate demonia train, saying that they were about to making a civil arrestment if no one of the forces will ever come up for me because of cases I went to the whole of the airport to steal into the people devices and anything else is like this as I leave off, of course. and also went to having sex in the bathroom with the police of the airport. And they were so excited and saying, oh yes, poor ones that gets manipulated by me. Guillermo Horacio Brain and Osvaldo Carnival. And went the whole night, this night again, the disgusting hell faggots, also of spiritual, emotional, mental, hocus pocus intelligence, making the witchcraft upon my person while I were sleeping, to watch and guide. What? Do you have a problem with me? I'm your friend. Don't you see I'm gonna help you? And also saying that I were the whole night having sex with the cycles, the generations of Federal Police of Argentina and the 10 shit of this country all around. Happy, happy women's nymph. What is gonna under trees? What will I do to the trousers of the most hot Sodoma composers? And making up like always done, as video done, as photo done. All the showing up on world, what the holy seed is you. You cannot say to as nothing. Nothing ever could be true. We're the government, we'll govern. You're the main boss, and you're going to say, always say, here to say, you are going to be nothing else but here to say. What kind of a holy you see here? Says the faggots that generates and Kirchner society. And attacking people all around, and the Rohans keeps under massive raid because of places they commands and they shows and teaches the commanding. And not only them, much better still. And these were all, and also the attacks inside of the Argentina and Gaia, and also at the Israel embassy, while also 28,000 Jews were murdered last night here in Argentina. And I have them all complete, thank God. Complete. And the reality of this all is exactly what we go through still. Threats to murder anybody to be around my person or related, or to not do what they commence to do, which will be go to the house, put the car penis in and to the mother, and show to everybody that we always were right. They are the fucking whore that we say, of course. And the expertises the generation cycle them shit, especially BFA. And funny with them, always. The same two bold shit that I said, and the rest, all the generation, which always were making the same. This is not going to run from us. This is not going to go off from here. We are going to get it. You go and do what you do, and we are going to assist and brief you about anything that this does and this is, and we are going to show you that we can control everything. You do what you gotta do. The business is not off. We are going to make it. This is not scapegoating. And the reality of this soul that went to attack Anya, an embassy of Israel, which were having a very special working, and also Daya, Argentina, because of they offense them. And this degenerates saying, you are going to believe the President Mrs. Sodoma Demonia, or to this one that we show you what have done and keeps them making and cheating and praying Carnival can keep faith on it. You know, I'm supposed to have been like all the time again that's shown to Canada, US, Swiss, France, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Germany even, UK, Bulgaria, Romania, Israel, Palestine, also to Emirates, and even South Africa, Russia, Australia, Japan, Thailand, China, India, and even to Malaysia, Indonesia, Java, New Zealand, Chile, Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, Venezuela, and all of the rest of the countries. So the layers goes. That I wear this last night, like so much other times before, I said to the International Criminal Code that I'm going to set clear in front of you all now. Okay. Like the super wooden Sodoma nymph, dissociated mutant one. I wear around this city and around suburban or conurbano Argentino of the Buenos Aires city, and at the Buenos Aires province, and even in Rosario, in Cordoba city, and also in Calafates, and also in Ushuaia, like you hear, and even in Montevideo. This just last night scenes, 2200 yesterday until now, 1013, in 21,000 points, at the same time having sex with a lot of the whatever the trousers in camo Sodoma to wanted to in hitting me, to serve me, inseminate me, and make me the super nymph Sodoma female for them. And if being careful, the whole of the states joins the whole of the information, will understand what kind of a super holy of the cat we have here. Goes to making chaktiku matahu with all of the demands of ours for people to not be dead while people get murdered, and the people do not be raped while people get raped. But in the 21,000 different places at the same time, in a whole night, in a whole 2,814 men around, to wanted to be in me, the damn styles. You have no idea how much the human body can hang on and how pleasures they can have of us. 1, 2, 3, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 20,000, 50,000 to 1 is perfect. Nothing happens, it's just sex. You don't know that? Atrophiated, disgusting hell faggots of hell. And the reality of this, all I'm sorry the terms again, is that incestuous with also liars about the whole of the machinery of cycles, them Setlishechivatnika, atrophiated Sodomaki, brains of the feckles of the hell, one only working each, for the degeneration they are unto. Abominations that they makes. The freaks of the hell of Christina Sodoma whore, Queen Yersner, of the mental health, her style, for always. The liars all the time, and it's the lying permanently, needs medication, internated. And goes to murder people because of the truth is known. And because of it's not done what militar faggot Sodom Argentina says to be done. Of course. So let's put in this in clear. https www. Cuando la muerte venga, ni las cenizas respirarán. .int. F12. Oh, let's recall my last key here. Last plate in ICC. And let's check what do we go on still today. This is 10:16 Buenos Aires hour. March 30, 2014. My address is still me. Oh, and Kara talking to the mother, and she were also having invitated inside the house, and she were so screaming, one more, one more. And Kara talking to the mother right now because of Kara rape her and rape the family and rape the rest all and take everything and making disappearing all the evidences that while I cannot go away, I cannot drive and carrying with me. To the ICCC, my whole documents and everything that I sent them, and all of the truth and all I came on denouncing and telling and showing right in this lousy damn shit of a country. And showing the truth. Which, not possible, we are going to say what's truth. Of course. 1018, Buenos Aires, March 30, 2014. My address, Alejandro Maria.